Durga Pujo is just around the corner and I'm going to share the recipe of Bhoger Khichuri and Bhoger Labra. Let's make these together. For the khichuri, we are going to start with 200 grams or 1 cup of moong dal. We are going to dry roast this over medium heat for about a minute or so. You can tell that it's roasted when it starts to smell aromatic. I don't like to dry roast the dal for too long so the color turns brownish. That way the dal's flavor turns very intense, but if you prefer it that way, you should totally do it. Pour all the dal into a bowl along with 1 cup or 220 grams of Gobindabhog rice. Add enough water to the bowl and wash the rice and the dal together thoroughly. You can repeat this process 2 to 3 times, discard the water every time, and in the end you can drain the rice and the dal over a strainer and set it aside. Next, we will set a pot on medium heat and add about 3 tablespoons of any neutral oil. You can also use mustard oil if you wish. Add a half a teaspoon of cumin seeds, 3 green cardamoms, a 1-inch cinnamon stick, and 2 bay leaves. We will stir fry these for 20 to 30 seconds till the cumin seed starts spluttering and the whole garam masala turns aromatic. Here I crushed a 2-inch piece of ginger and I also crushed 2 green chillies along with it. We are going to add that in along with half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, 1 teaspoon of cumin powder, and half a teaspoon of red chilli powder. At this point, lower the heat and we are going to fry all the spices for about 2 minutes till the flavor becomes nice and intense, guys. If the oil becomes too hot and you think that the spices may burn, just add a splash of water and continue to stir. But this step is crucial for the khichuri to taste really good. Next, we are going to add in the rice and the dal that we washed thoroughly and drained. Add salt to taste. I'm adding 1 teaspoon of salt and we're going to mix everything together. Fry it for about a minute or so. Don't fry it too long, if not the khichuri will turn out grainy. Next, we are going to add in water. Let's start by adding 4 to 5 cups of water. This water can be at room temperature, but we will add more water later. That is going to be hot water. Let's give this a stir and wait for the water to come to a rolling boil. Once the water starts to boil, we will reduce the heat to the lowest possible setting and we will place the lid on and let the dal and the rice cook through. It's been about 10 minutes and it looks like most of the water is absorbed. At this point, you would want to give it a stir because you don't want the dal and the rice to burn. We want to make sure that the rice and the dal have cooked through. It feels like the dal is about 70% cooked, so at this point I'm going to add 2 cups of hot water and then I'm going to place the lid back on for about 3 to 5 minutes till the khichuri is completely cooked through. Guys, if you're new to my channel, welcome. Consider subscribing for exciting new recipes every week. It's been 5 more minutes and now the dal and the rice have completely boiled. And now we are going to add in more hot water to have the consistency of the khichuri that you like. I also added in 3 slit green chilies. We will also add in some more salt if required and also about 2.5 teaspoons of sugar. You can add in more or less sugar according to your taste. Now it's time to add in 1 teaspoon of garam masala powder. It's already smelling of Pujo time, guys. And now we're going to finish with adding 1 tablespoon of ghee. There is one thing you should keep in mind, guys. When the khichuri cools down, it becomes a lot more thicker in consistency. So make sure to not make it too thick at this point. For my taste, when the khichuri starts to look like this, I turn off the heat. Because let me show you, when it gets a little more cooler, it hasn't even cooled down completely and you can see that the khichuri looks so much thicker. Anyway guys, done. Khichuri done. Let's make labra now. For the labra, I'm using 2 small potatoes cut in 1-inch pieces, about 15 to 20 pumpkin pieces, 10 to 12 flat beans, 15 to 20 medium-sized cauliflower florets, and 15 to 20 eggplant pieces. Other than that, I have 1 cup of cabbage that I cut in big chunks and 3 green chilies as well as a small tomato. You can use other veggies in labra if you wished. This is how my mom made it. Alright, let's set a pan on medium heat and add 3 tablespoons of mustard oil. That is going to add a wonderful flavor to the labra. We will add in half a teaspoon of Panch Phoron. The recipe of Panch Phoron is in the description box. Plus we will add crushed ginger and green chillies. This is a 2-inch piece of ginger and 2 green chillies. Next we will add half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, 2 teaspoons of coriander powder, 1 teaspoon of red chilli powder and some salt to taste. This is approximately 1 teaspoon of salt. Now we're going to fry the ginger, green chili, spices with the oil for 2 minutes. If the oil turns too hot, you can always splash a little bit of water and continue to fry. Make sure to fry the spices well, guys, because that is going to give the labra such a beautiful taste. This is the secret to Bengali cooking. Few ingredients, but if you cook it right, it's going to taste lovely. Now it's time to add in all the veggies along with the green chilies, just minus the tomatoes. We will add the tomatoes later because if we add the tomatoes now, the potatoes may not boil that easily. Next important tip to make this curry taste good, guys, turn up the heat and stir fry all the veggies for at least 10 minutes. You need to turn up the heat at this point because you don't want the veggies to release water as yet. You want them to have a nice golden brown color. You can tell that the veggies have been fried well. If you look at the potatoes and they look nice and golden brown, that's it. Now we are ready to add in a little more salt, and then we are going to turn down the heat again and we are going to place the lid on and let the veggies cook through. I'm going to cover for about 7 to 10 minutes to start with, and then we are going to give it a stir. It's been 5 to 7 minutes and the potatoes should have boiled a little bit. It seems to have been 50 to 70% boiled. So at this point it is safe to add in the tomato pieces. We will give that a stir and we will place the lid back on for about 5 to 6 minutes till the veggies cook through. If you prefer written recipes, I have a blog called nupursindiankitchen.com, so do check that out. Guys, you know how nostalgic I'm feeling right now? These flavors of labra and khichuri is reminding me of my childhood when my mom used to cook this for Lokhi Pujo, Durga Pujo, and my sisters and I could not stop eating this along with tomato chutney and payesh. So it's been about 5 minutes and the veggies seem to have cooked through perfectly. There is some liquid that has oozed out. This is how labra should look, soft and mushy and so tasty. I'm adding 1.5 teaspoons of sugar. You can add as much as you wish. And that's it, guys. Your khichuri and labra are ready.